Hello everyone, it's Jamal Thomas. Welcome to the Progressive Soapbox. I'm putting in a few hours today. I haven't necessarily gone back to work yet because I'm still recovering from the surgery and all the other stuff. And so today I'm going to put in a few hours, so I'm up early. So fuck it, let's do content. Let's do content. This came out in The Observer. Former Clinton staffer pleads guilty in scheme to pay off primary challenger. Congressman Robert Brady paid his opponent $90,000 to drop out. That's gross. I mean, I swear, man, corruption just sticks to the Clinton campaign and the Democratic Party. Politico reported on July 25th that a Democratic primary challenger to Congressman Robert Brady in 2012 was paid $90,000 to drop out of the race by the Brady's campaign. A former staffer of the primary challenger, Philadelphia Judge Jimmy Moore, pleaded guilty in a U.S. District Federal Court for making a false statement in a federal proceeding. The plea deal was sealed as part of a motion to prevent concerns from the U.S. Attorney's Office that Congressman Brady would attempt to try and influence her decision to plead guilty. The staffer, Reverend Carol Canvas, confessed to falsifying FEC documents to hide that the Brady's campaign paid Moore campaign $90,000 to drop out of the race. Some of the funds were noted in the charge to have been used for personal expenses by Moore and Canvas. No charges have been announced against Moore or Brady. However, one court filing made public Tuesday indicates prosecutors believe Brady attempted to influence the testimony of at least one witness in the investigation. The formal charge noted from in or around February 2012 in or around October 2013 in the Eastern District of Pennsylvania and elsewhere, defendant Carol Canvas aided and abetted by others, willfully and knowingly falsified, concealed, and covered up by trick, scheme, or device a material fact in a matter within the jurisdiction of the FEC, a department or agency of the United States. Long story short, they paid the guy off in order to essentially slide out the campaign. Look, I don't want you to be a primary challenger. Here's some money. Go away. If Trump wanted to drain the swamp, if he wanted to literally get the stuff out the sewer, you have a mountain of things that you can do it on. You were going to be investigated because you yourself are dirty. I'm talking about Donald Trump. That doesn't necessarily mean you shouldn't open investigations into all of these people who are doing all of these things. All of it's corrupt. Yes, you need to lock her up. The DNC forged evidence in order to frame another government. They went along with this narrative of Russia in order to tar Donald Trump. They didn't want to deal with their own issues. They didn't want to deal with 15 million people leaving the party. No, that wasn't it at all. Donald Trump. Donald Trump colluded with Russia. Hillary Clinton is doubling down on this stupid narrative and is going to put that narrative in her book, and James Comey as being the reason why she lost that election. You have this particular person who's affiliated with the Clinton campaign who was paying people $90,000 in order to get out the race so they wouldn't have a challenger opponent. When Hillary Clinton was running before, she had all of those superdelegates votes sewn up before anything took place. Counterpunch came out with an article showing the collusion that was taking place between the Clinton campaign and the state agencies, where she was funneling money, or saying that she was going to funnel money back to those particular people if they supported her campaign. Meaning they sewed up the votes early on based on some kind of gain that they made, some kind of deal that they made. Nothing to do with what the public wanted. Nothing to do with popular demand. She said it was her turn. The superdelegates who were Democrats fell in line saying it was her turn. And now we have another opinion or another case of corruption associated with the Clinton campaign. Or at the very least, a Clinton staffer paying off a challenger. I'm putting the article at the bottom. Both parties are corrupt. But there's something particularly pernicious about what the Democrats have been doing. It needs to be investigated. Jeff Sessions. If Jeff Sessions is going to do anything, leave people alone with regards to pot. Stop dicking around with these prison sentences. Do your goddamn job. Investigate the Democratic Party for forging evidence against a foreign government, for blowing this up to be the extent to which it is, meaning they've attacked Donald Trump for 7 months about something that was a lie. That was a complete lie. In this particular case, we have somebody affiliated with the Clinton campaign who's literally paying off somebody for their opponent to drop out. Drain the goddamn swamp. All of them. Whether that swamp contains Donald Trump, whether that swamp contains Hillary Clinton, all of them need to be prosecuted. All of them need to be under investigation. This government is corrupt to the core. And whether you're looking at the Democratic side, whether you're looking at the Republican side, you're seeing one item after the next of corruption, of collusion, of them taking money to do things that's going against the interests of the people who are putting them in those offices. And the Democratic case is pernicious. It's specific. And the fact that they lost the election is shining a light on the things that they were doing in order to accede to the White House. Things that they were doing to exceed and to cover themselves that position this country in a direction of war. Drain the swamp. But do it honestly. Drain the swamp. Yes, you're prosecuting this guy. There are other people to prosecute. You have more work to do. Point your attention to the Clinton Foundation. Point your attention to the Clinton emails. Point your attention to what took place in regards to why the FBI, why the NSA, why did they come to conclusions that was so erroneous, that was clearly easy to see when you actually look at the forensic evidence, and you could see that it was a leak, not a hack. Figure out why the media went with this narrative, blow a hole in the media that they've been pushing fake news for the past 7 months. You, as Donald Trump, can put a speaker on this. You have the bully pulpit. In this particular case, you're bitching and complaining about fake news be completely accurate and correct. This is the argument that you need to make. This is the direction you need to point your forces. If you want to break that narrative about Russia, they're going to take your power away. Do you get that? They're passing legislation, and they're probably going to try to do it overwhelmingly to pass sanctions against Russia to silence your ability to do anything with regards to be conciliatory towards Russia. That's what they're trying to do right now. Your role as president, if you want to maintain the powers of your office, if you want to blow a hole in mainstream media, and you want to make sure that you get across that what they've been doing is fake news, Jeff Sessions needs to be positioning himself to drain the goddamn swamp and fulfill your campaign promise and go after Hillary Clinton, the DNC, and any and everything that had anything to do with framing Russia. That's where you should point your forces. Yeah, you got this one guy out of a swamp. Certainly you know there's more people in that swamp. That's all I'm saying. Drain the swamp. Lock them up. You got my support. Go get them. Go get them. I'll leave it at that. Alright guys, if you enjoy the content, feel free to share, subscribe, and you can always support the work through Patreon. Thank you.